Hi, this is ShawnamarieStitches, back from a very long hiatus. I haven't done a video since August of 2022. This is a channel about cross stitch and any other random crafty things I happen to be doing, because that does seem to happen just about as often as I stitch. I can't think of anything else to introduce myself. I like to cross stitch. I like to craft. I like to do all the things. And this is my new little space that I'm doing things in. Our kitchen, I was upstairs sharing an office with my husband, and have decided that he would probably better off if he didn't have me in there, because my place tends to be kind of messy all the time because I'm not doing one thing like I should. That would probably be easier on my brain. I'm always doing 95 things, so I've got 9,500 things out to do it. I'm looking at a bunch of them right now that are piled up here just below eye level here on the table. But yeah, I decided to put my stuff off the kitchen where like I can just walk in and do things throughout the day as I'm available. And so what you are seeing behind me is the design wall that my mom gave me. I haven't had a place for it. And when we put the kitchen back together last fall, I did something kind of weird, and I scooted the hutch up against this. There's a little lip on our ceiling, like, you know, ceiling height, and then it drops down about 9 inches. And this hutch, when we got it, which we did not know when we bought it, we did not know until we got it home, and I was so excited because I had the perfect place for it here between the windows, and it was literally 1 inch too tall to fit under this weird little lip. And so anyway, when we put the kitchen back together, I pushed it up against that lip, and it's got a little bit of space on that side and a little bit of space on that side. And I've just turned this end of the kitchen, which was probably like the dining room or kitchen table area, I've turned that into my little stitchy sewing area. And so I'm trying to make all my crafts fit into that space, which is not working really well, as my stitching group can attest to. They have seen the giant pile here on the table that is, because I have to find a place for it. Either it goes in a place here on the shelves, or I can't have it. I would like things to be neat and lovely, and let's face it, at whatever age I am, 659, I am not going to live long enough to do all the crafts I have. So I'm trying to trim down a bit and be a little more selective, which some days works and some days does not. Anyway, so this is my new design wall that you can see the things I've been doing over the last couple of months, since January. One of my friends from the stitching group enrolled my mom and I in a like a beginning quilting class where you do like a block a month, and you take it in, show them the cute little block, and then bring the little kit back, take the little kit home, do the next month type of deal. And so those were my blocks for this past month, these red and blue ones. This is not cross stitch related, sorry. Anyway, isn't it cute? So I learned how to do the little bow tie, and that was fun. And being the overachiever that I am, I did 3 because I don't want to turn all my little blocks into a quilt at the end of the year. I want to do just table runners. Gives me some practice sewing and practicing techniques. This one here was January's block. And I'm just realizing that February's block is not up there, which was cute. It was a heart. It's probably buried on this table. It must be, because I can't think of where else it would be, which is kind of weird. Anyway, and then these are things that I have finished since I last saw you, cross-stitching things, and I should have pulled them down. Yeah. I will take a second and pull those down, and we'll talk about full finishes or things that I have finished first, okay? Now there's not quite as much fun stuff up there to look at, and I will pause in a minute and put it back up there just because I'm trying to keep things neat. and orderly. And I'm using this not as a design board so much, but as a, like my finishing board. Things that are up on this board are things I need to finish quilting into the thing that they are, or finish cross stitching, or not cross stitching, you know, take the cross stitch and turn it into fully finished things. I'm pretty sure that I showed you these before because I did finish these last year. And the reason, oh, just as a side note, the reason I didn't do a video between August and now, well, January is when I started stitching again. August and December, I had tendonitis so bad, I was literally doing this type of thing at work. And a lot of ice, and a lot of ibuprofen, and a lot of massage, and a lot of CBD cream on, yeah, it's been a beast, and I still struggle with it. But I try to keep it at a dull roar and not annoy it too much. But if I don't do anything, then I'm not going to have anything to show you. So yeah, that's why I've been gone. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you've seen these, but I'm going to show them just because they're up there, because they're on my to be finished wall. These are the Lizzie Kate strings. This is the, I don't know what it is. It's the Christmas one. It's the Christmas string, and I love it. I changed some of the colors, I added beads. I changed the colors just because, you know, something didn't work with my fabric, because my fabric which is really blown out. Lots of light in here today from the outside windows. Yeah. I do have one light on. Let me turn it off and see if it helps. See if a little less, oh yeah, that's better. It's just very light green. It's not minty, but it is a very light green. See, that way the light from the window just completely blows it out. There, we'll do it that way. Yeah. Anyway, it's just a piece of, I think it's 28 count Monaco. I had it forever, and I just dyed it. What I did is I cut it into strips, because this is what I did with one strip. And then with the other couple, I have one strip left that has nothing on it yet. I did I think this is the Buzzy one. It's kind of the summer, and it is there. It's just a very pale blue. Again, Lizzie Kate string. And then we have the winter one, which is a very pale aqua. Is that doing okay? Kinda, maybe. Lizzie Kate string. It's the winter one. I think I changed a couple colors. I'm actually pretty sure I changed the whole entire alphabet color. And I just noticed I still haven't gone back right here and put the snowflake in. Silly girl. I'll set that off to the side. Maybe I'll get it done today. Today I have lots going on because we're getting ready to go to a retreat. And when I stood up, I dumped everything on my lap on the floor. And then the other strip, I dyed lavender. None of those are good. Oh, there you go. That's the color it is right there. Purple. It's pretty lavendery. Yeah, it's the spring one. So there you go. Spring bunny, carrot, egg, flowers. It would have been so fun to have this done for this spring, but I am not finding a picture frame that works for this. The ones that I thought that would work, you know, are like this is the size of the open space. And so, yeah, finding a really narrow frame has been a challenge. So I will be working on, no, I'm not working on those. I'm going to put that one on top so I can remember to do the last snowflake. Anyway, so those are back up there. And then The other thing I finished, do I have the pattern? Sorry. Berry Bowl. Heartstring Samplery. Berry Bowl. I did this, my mom bought it, we were going to do it together, and we didn't. And so one day I asked my friend if she would like to do it with me, and so we did. And so she stitched half, let's see, this half is on Earthen, which is kind of a pinky tan color, and this is Shale, and they are on 18 count Aida, and so we finished that. And it does not look anything like the one, you know, on the cover, which is lots of pinky reds. But the DMC conversion to the, because it's done in overdyes, the one on the cover is done in overdyes, and the DMC conversion, because my girlfriend had just gotten back into stitching at the time, and she didn't have any overdyes, and she wanted to stitch on Aida, so this is what we did. But the DMC conversion colors did not look, they weren't super close to the colors that were called for, and there were a couple that completely, there was two that just looked exactly like each other, and so we changed them. We changed them, because heaven forbid we should actually stitch something in the called for color. So this is her side, this is Carrie's. The colors that we swapped out was that lavender blue color, and we stitched out we swapped out a couple of the basket colors because you couldn't see the cute little pattern in the baskets. There were a couple of them where the color was so close that you couldn't see the design, and it's all about the design. And this is my side. This was on Shale. There, it's a little bit better. And we changed a couple of the colors on the birds to red. Oh, you can't even, I was gonna say, and I know that there was this little bird I changed. He's white. I don't even know if you can see him. In real life, you can see him. But anyway, so there is our Berry Bowl sampler. So that is Loveliness. Then I finished, which I've already put the pattern away, sorry. Wasn't really planning on doing a video. It was like a maybe if I get a chance type of thing, but I'm off this week. Sorry to sound so excited about that, but I'm off this week. I took some vacation time because at the end of the week, my mother and I, and I'm sure lots of other people, but quite a few people from our stitch group are going to the Southern Utah stitching retreat, which I think we need to rename. How about the Red Rocks stitching retreat? Since it's in St. George, sorry. It's in St. George, which has is so much red rock. I mean, it's one of the prettiest things about St. George is the rocks. Anyway, I finished All Joys for Thine. I'm looking on here to see if I can remember, because I don't have my notes for this one either, because it's up on my finishing board, not my get done board. These trees are wrong because the inside color was supposed to be a different color, like outside green, inside a different shade of greeny gold. I totally missed it, and so I just made the same mistake on the other side. When I started this back in, I think 2020 is when I started this, I couldn't find a couple of the colors. And so whatever color this was supposed to be, which is the same color as the pots, sorry, is the same color as the pots. This is Fool's Gold. And I don't remember what it was supposed to be, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, All Joys for Thine. Oh, this was supposed to be brown, the words, but I changed them to pink because I am a pink girl. I like pink. What else? It's stitched on 20 count Aida that my mom and I tea dyed. I think it was originally white because that seems to be what we start with, and it never looks white when we get done. So that one got done. And then I have, and I know I don't have this down here either, because I have this part of it. Because this is, I've been actually looking for it the last couple days because I want to take it with me on Thursday to take down and give away this Jack's Urn pattern. I finished Jack's Urn. I don't know if I need anything behind it. I think I might be good. Jack's Urn! Yes! Finally done! Woohoo! Yeah, when I started stitching this, October of, I do have that little sheet, October 5th, 2021. Like I got gangbusters. Like the first day I stitched all of these words up here before I went to work that day, like in the first couple hours of my day. And then it's taken me forever to do the rest. But I got it done last fall. It's done on 32 count smoky white, which I don't know if you can see the smokiness of it. Yeah, kinda. It just has a little bit of like browny gray variegation in the back. This was a color that I could not find when I had started it, and so I changed it for not wood trails, river rock. I think it's river rock or wood smoke. Yeah, sorry about it. See, if I should have had my little notes here, then I would be able to tell you, but I don't have my notes here. But I can tell you that giant pumpkin is done in orange marmalade. That is Gentle Arts. Because if you get the other one, I think Weeks has a marmalade and it is not the same color. And not only that, but the marmalade that somebody brought me from someplace else did not have nearly the variegation that this pumpkin has. Because I mean, it is, I'm not even an orange girl, and I love the orange in this pumpkin. But it's done. And unfortunately though, I will not be finishing this soon because I don't know what happened. The other day, a couple weeks ago, I was looking at something in my family tree and I saw that my grandfather, I don't really need to show you this for that, but my grandfather was born on October 15th, 1931. October 15th, 1931. October 15th, 1913. Must have been 1913. Because my dad, yeah, that would make him way too young. Anyway, so I am going to be crazy and pick this out and put in his birth date here, because this was the only part of the sampler I wasn't overly crazy about. I like Halloween colors. I'm not a Halloween like holiday person. It's just not my thing. Anyway, so I'm going to pick this out and put in his birth date here, and then down here I'm going to put in his name, or put his name in up here and put the birth date down here. Anyway, so it's finished, but it's going to get unfinished. In fact, maybe I'll take it with me this weekend because I could unpick it while I'm talking to you people, and then rechart it and put his name and birth date in. So that one is done. Then I finished, again, I don't have the book with me because even though this is my crafty space, all of my patterns reside upstairs in a file, like a drawer of the file cabinet. And I'm probably not going to be moving those down, and I have a tendency that when I'm done with it, I put it away, trying to be good and keep things organized. But this is a Blackbird. I know you've seen it before. Other people have stitched it. It is the Abigail Adams sampler. Nothing is stitched in the called for colors because when I stitched this in 2020, I just could not find the colors. And so this is like, I think Union Blue. I don't remember what this blue is. Presidential Blue. Cherry Cobbler is the red. And white is just DMC white. But I got that done, and I have a frame for it, so I'm super excited. I have a frame for Jack too. So I was really sad when I decided to pick it apart because I could have both of those finished. Then we had a stitch along that we started at Stitch West. It would have been 2021. and we decided to stitch as a bunch of us to stitch Stargazer by Carolyn Manning. And if I remember, I will put a picture in here because I don't have that down here. I definitely don't have that down there because the minute I was through with that, I put it in the drawer because I don't care to see it anytime soon. We all stitched our own colors. We all stitched our own, like chose our own fabrics. And so this was mine. Sorry, now I am looking for something because this is a little bit on the holy side. And so I chose to stitch it in brights. I just took the color she had and anything that was muted in the color selection list. I just changed them out for same color, brighter tone. And I did it on 20 count black. So here is mine. I love it now that it's done. And it was so interesting to see everybody's as we worked on them because, you know, everybody did something different. Somebody did one in pinks and aquas. It was gorgeous. Somebody did one in all pinks and greens. Somebody did one in Jenny Cricklewood Creek did hers in all fall colors, which I'm not a huge fall color girl, but let me tell you, it was beautiful. Anyway, they were all very, very fun. And I might have a picture of all of those. And if I do, I will put that in at the end just so you can see the differences in all of them. Same pattern, different, like just totally different. Then, yeah, so those are my things that I have finished. And I'm gonna take just a sec and put these back up. Okay, so those are back up on the finish this thing wall. And now let's move on to, that's a good question. I bought a book a days this year, which I did not do the first few weeks, I wish it was weeks, years that it came out, because I thought I would just do something else. And then in January, when I was ordering things, laying on my bed, not cross stitching because my arm was bugging me and because my husband had surgery, so I was keeping him company, I bought one. And it took most of January for it to come because they were on back order, which is fine. It's not like I didn't have other things going on. Like I said, my husband had some surgery and things were just busy. And so when I got it at the end of January, I did all the things. The next week I spiral bound it because I do love that. And I added a couple super bright pink pages. They were really bright on camera. Anyway, I added some bright neon pink pages in the back to keep my stuff on. Here's my Whipco board right there. Anyway, so I added those in case I wanted to do something else because there were things I want to do. I just haven't gotten around to sticking all the junk in it. But I did spend one Sunday when Tim was just chilling watching a movie. I laid on the bed next to him with my stickers and my markers and just had a gay old time because I do love paper. And so in January I went back because I knew it was coming and filled out all of my, this is what I did in January, and I put my little stickers on and kept it like in the thing. You know what I like about this book the most? In addition to that, now I've spiral bound it and stickered it all up, is I love the little sayings in it. Like the sayings just make me happy. Happy, 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 happy. Yeah, like it hits me on all the little cylinders. You know, it's paper, it's a calendar, it's organizing. I get to put stickers in it, I put color in it. It's got a place for all of my little, this is the things that are on my radar or my notes that I want to look into, like I need more notes. Oh, now that I'm looking at January, I have to run downstairs because I completely forgot what I stitched in January. But before I do that, anyway, I spent that Sunday going through and adding, why is this big yellow sticker here? Oh, that was something I ordered for my mom. I can take it off. I went through and like just outlined the squares and like did a little, you know, little February thing and kind of themed it up for each month. This is my little bird month for March in blue. This is April with flowers because that's when I start thinking about flowers, which May I did butterflies because I know this is what you're super interested in. But you know, some of those sticker books have some kind of odd stickers in it. Anyway, so I tried to find stickers in a theme. This is June, which had to, of course, be pink and flowers because it's my birthday. And so I get to do all of the things I love in there. Up in the corners of my notes is things that I would like to stitch for that month. July always reminds me of oceans, and so I put in all the little jellyfishes because I do love jellyfish. If we go to the aquariums, wherever we go, I look at the jellyfish. And then this month is also beachy, and so it's got like starfish and coral, and I don't know what these little thingamahooters are. Or that little squid, isn't that a sea cucumber maybe? Yeah. Anyway, so I did those. September is seashells. October was moths and butterflies. November is mushrooms. I put all the mushrooms there with some moths. I thought that was fun. And then December, I took all the little doodads that reminded me of like snowflakes and added those. Anyway, that was that craziness. Okay, so that was my little book of days. And that kind of catches, like that's all my finishes. And so now I can tell you about what I've been stitching on and all the other funness, because we've had fun. We've had fun. I just don't take the time to videotape it because I keep moving my craft stuff from place to place, which hopefully I'm finished with that. And I'm going to get this set up so that I don't have to like find a place for the camera and make sure the light's good in the window, all those things. Anyway, I have lots of excuses, but we've had fun. And the other reason I have to make a video is because I can't put things away until I show them to you. And I've actually had to put some of it away because I just can't. And I needed my little, I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. So for Christmas, my mom did an extremely fun thing for me. I wanted something, and so she got it. You know, of course I didn't know any of this, which, you know, when we live together and I am her source of transportation, so like every place she goes, I go type of deal. Like the fact that she can surprise me with anything is a shockaroonie, and she gets really frustrated because she's like, every time I would get something for your Christmas present, you would buy it. And it's not that I do it intentionally. It's just like after I think about it for a while, then one night in the middle of the night, I'll just wake up and I'll order it and it'll come to the house. So it was really hard for her to put this together, and I cried, and I cried a lot. And I'll cry again just talking about it because it makes me, it was just tender. So at Christmas time, my mom, my Christmas present, so instead of doing like, because I have an advent calendar from, you know, when I was small, and you know, you tie the little treats on it, and then every night you can take off the little treat. And so I have that advent calendar, but this year my mom made me a grown-up advent calendar, and this is what my grown-up advent calendar was. And I wish that you could see it the way it was. I don't think I took a picture. If I did take a picture, I'll put it in here, but I don't know that I took a picture of it at the time because videotaping is just never like, I need a picture of that for this. Anyway, this was my Christmas present, is this white pickup that I love because I thought, wouldn't it be so cute to have this white pickup, and you could put little pillows in the back of it for the holidays. And I haven't, because it's been full of stuff that was in it. So for Christmas, when I came home, what did I come home for? I think I came home from, was I still working at the temple then? I think I was. I think that was when I was still going to temple on Monday morning. Anyway, I came home and this was sitting on my keyboard full of little tiny presents. And every day I could open a present until I got to the last present, and I did it wrong right off the bat. I did not, because I didn't notice that they were numbered 1 through 24 until after I had opened the first couple, and then I opened them. And I also, the first couple days I did not like open it with my mom. I opened it just by myself upstairs at my desk, which is where it was at the time. It still is there, I'm just not there. And Anyway, and then after that, when she saw, she's like, I don't remember that being, you're not supposed to be opening that now. That's for like on day such and such. And it's just like, oh, I didn't know it had numbers on it because I'm a doofus. Anyway, so it was this truck full of stuff. And I didn't gather up all of the stuff. I just gathered up a couple of them. I got these fun needles, which are like every size is a different color. I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't be fuzzy. I got some fun floss. I got several fun flosses from Color and Cotton. I got a, let me unfold it, counting pin from Cherry Chick. I don't know if that's going to videotape or not. Sorry, it was a thing that was like low power, so I might have to pause again and go get power. I didn't think about it. Who thought I'd talk this long? Of course, after what, 6 months? Yeah, I'm going to talk a while. Anyway, I got this fun pin, decorative pin, counting pin. Look at it. Got a little bird on a little flower. Isn't that fun? In pink, because I love pink. I got this fairy garden pattern because I love this Blackbird pattern. It's in the Garden Club design. I'm sorry, I'm reading it backwards there because I don't remember. Fairy garden. And then I got some things that were not stitching related because they were just random things. Birds of Utah, which, yes, only I would get excited over this. But look, isn't that fun? So it has all the different birds with a little description and a picture, and it's laminated, and it can go in my car or next to my chair in the living room. Not that I see tons of different birds out the window. I'd probably put it in the car. Out the front window, we get lots of sparrows. We get lots, I see some greckles. We get not sparrows, rosy-breasted somethings. Wrens, they're wrens. We get wrens. We get stellar jays. Anyway, so it was full of these little things. And then on the 24th, because I have wanted this and I just refused to buy it for myself because it's like, that's ridiculous. Anyway, I got this for my little tiny Ort catcher. So this sits next to my stitching chair. She got it at Hobby Lobby. Should you want a Cinderella's carriage like mine. And it opens up. And then I put my Orts in there. And so it sits next to my chair. And it's empty right now because I just emptied it last night. But isn't that adorable? Little pink pumpkin with gems, because you know it's all about the sparkle. They had some really cute ones, but this is my favorite. Anyway, that was the 24th. And so that was the little lead up to Christmas, which was so fun. Not everybody wants a white pickup, but I thought that was a delightfully fun Christmas present. And then the other thing that she did is these are free patterns. They're Paulette Stewart's Plum Street Sampler. They're on her blog. It's the 12 Days of Christmas. And she made them into little tiny pillows. And I would like to hold them up for you right now. And I'm praying that I took a video of them before because I think I finally got desperate and wrapped them in tissue paper and put them away when I put the Christmas stuff away in February. I was trying so hard to keep everything out until I did a video, and Tim had surgery in January, and it was fine. And then in February, my mom got sick, and then I got sick. Yeah, we've just had a long couple of months, but we're all healthy now. Anyway, that was my Christmas present. Anyway, I'm sorry, I get sidetracked easily. She made these adorable little pillows. They're this big, 3 by 3 inches. That's the 12 Days of Christmas. They're stitched on 28 count, 1/1. If I have a picture, I'll put them in. If not, you might have to wait until next year. I might get them out, like if I go out to the garage and Tim hasn't put that Christmas box up yet, because he doesn't like the cold, and if it means going in the garage, he's going to be cold. So he puts it off until the weather warms up, so it might already be up there because our weather is finally warming up. Anyway, they're adorable, and I'm pretty sure I have a picture of, I know I have a picture of what we did with them. I might not have the individual pictures, what I'm saying, but what we did is I have, not in here, I have a 3-tiered tray, and we put it in. I put those little pillows in the 3-tiered tray, and it sat on my little stand next to the front door during December and was adorable. It even sat there into January just because they're so cute. I just hated to put them away. And so I will try to remember. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it, and I will put the picture in here because they are so stinking cute. I mean, they're just, yeah, they're incredible. You know, for somebody who's blind, she stitches pretty good. Anyway, so that takes me up through December, back to that little thing. We had a party with our stitch group in December, and I got a pattern that I did not bring. It was a rosewood pattern. We took our presents. We had a white elephant. We had a white elephant stitch present. And so you took something out of your stitching that you were ready to pass on to somebody else and kitted it up. And so I have a rosewood manor pattern, and my mom got this. Sorry, I'm looking. Emily made her this little, it was tied. I just untied it. It was so cute when it was tied. It's cute anyway. I love a stripy binding. I just love a stripy binding. Anyway, Emily made her a portfolio and then put her pattern in here. There's all the flosses. Here's the fabric. Here's the pattern, which is an Erin Elizabeth pattern. So that's what my mom got, because they ran down and grabbed my mom's stuff, because I had to go down and get her stuff so I could get something that I made for her. Anyway, and so we had our little group thing with Cricklewood Creek and Kim and Emily and Amy and Amanda and Jordy and Lonnie and Colette, Highway Stitcher. I'm trying to think who else there is. Am I forgetting somebody? Yes. Stitchy Marie, Handwork Maniac, Brenda. Anyway, we had a good time. Sharon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's like 13 of us. We have fun. Kim came, Sharon came. It was a good time. Anyway, that's what my mom got. Now I think we're done with December. And then when, of course, she got one of Emily's portfolios, then she wanted to make a portfolio. And so she made this portfolio. There's all of her stuff in here. And why am I brought this up for a reason though. Oh, because I was showing you what she's been stitching on. Because this was not planned today, or I might have been able to get her on the camera. I've been working on her, it's only taken a year. Anyway, she stitched in December. Or January. December and January. It didn't take her very long, 3 weeks. She stitched this Nora Corbett. I guess we're going into this is where we're currently working on things, or what we've been working on. Nora Corbett, I can't say that today. Nora Corbett, Little Pink Cottage. Yes, and so here that is. And it is stitched on something. She doesn't have the direction thingy in the back. Here it is. Sorry. It is stitched on Sea Spray linen. Oh, because I got this for her for Christmas. I forgot about this. Really, we should keep journals because we can't remember things. I can't remember things. It's stitched on 32 count Sea Spray linen with the little beads and all the nope, I lied. It is stitched on Sea Spray Aida 16 count because she doesn't like to stitch on linen. She says it's too confusing. So there is the pattern, and then here it is in all its gloriousness. See how sparkly it is? Oh yeah, baby, look at the sparkle, look at the beads. It's beautiful. It has, sorry, I thought I had Arctic. Maybe she decided to not, maybe she just did it in white. Anyway, all the house is sparkly, which was surprising to her because she thought it was just going to have some sparkle and lots of beads, but nope. The whole house is stitched in pink sparkle. It's gorgeousness. So that was the Little Pink Cottage by Nora Corbett that my mom has been stitching on. And then in January, after Tim had surgery and I was looking for a project to do, actually it wasn't after, I decided So I think sometime earlier, but I could not for the life of me. I couldn't find the pattern. The one place, sorry, I'm looking for the pattern. I just had it in my hand. One place was out of, like they were out. They didn't have it at the craft center. They would order it for me. Yeah, I struggled to find it. Let's just say that at the time for whatever reason. Anyway, Lonnie went to the attic down to the Sampler Symposium. She went to the attic for some funness that I didn't go to. And she said she'd pick it up for me. And so in January, when you look at January, because this is all it was, in January it says Tim's surgery on the 9th, because the week before that was nothing but, you know, getting ready for surgery and making sure I had all the things done and getting work and stuff situated. And then I did hospital stitching, which I will show you my hospital stitching in just a second because it's adorable. It is really adorable. But then all of this from when Lonnie picked up the crow, all of this, nothing is but just this pattern that I was looking for because I wanted to give it to my mom for her birthday, which is the 22nd of February. But I really kind of had this like in my head idea of I want to have it done by the 8th of February because that's when our stitching group was. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we had like a little birthday party for her? And so all I did was stitch on this crow pattern. So it's an Erica Michael pattern called Be Like a Crow. And there it is. Let's see, is it focusy there? Who knows? Does that help? I don't have a whiteboard today. Oh, you know what? I do have a white pattern though. Ta-da! There. Help it kind of focus. So it is Be Like a Crow by Erica Michaels. It has the cute little picture, and then you could do the berry. And yeah, in my dreams, which if I didn't have to work, if I didn't have a job, I wanted to finish the berry, the picture, and then all the little pillows, which are just parts of the picture that are done. Aren't they cute though? Like every time I see those, I just think, oh yes, let's make all those little fun things. Yeah, I must have been nuts. But I did get this done by my mom's birthday, and it's not framed because the frame, there was something wrong with the frame in the sense that the way the back fit into the frame, it interfered with me putting this in. Anyway, I got this done for my mom in January. I finished it the week before her birthday, or the week before. I finished it the week, I think I finished it the week of the 8th, the week of our stitching group. Let's find out. Yep, I did. I finished it. I finished it on the 31st, so that worked well. So there is Be Like a Crow, Collect Shiny Things, Hop Happily Down the Road, Street for no apparent reason. My favorite one is Scream Loudly When You See Your Friends, because that's how I feel. And so I finished that for her birthday and gave it to her on the 8th, and we had a little party with our stitchy group. They're just fun. Like, they are just fun. Like, we got a little birthday cake, and 2 or 3 of the girls brought her little gifts. She got a super fuzzy minky deliciousness blanket. She got some beautiful calla lilies, and sorry, I'm completely blanking. Calla lilies blanket. Lonnie gave her a pattern that I'm going to show you in a second because she stitched it right up. Why am I blanking on this? Oh, they got her a gift card to Costa Vida because that's one of the few places that we can eat that doesn't make me horribly sick. And anyway, so yeah, I get to use my mom's birthday present. So that was fun. And I will put a picture in here, which she will be so grouchy about because she doesn't like her picture taken, and she doesn't like us, you know, being on camera because she's old and she has to wear her glasses because she has eye problems. She has Graves' disease, and so light bothers her eyes a lot. But we're gonna do it anyway because we love her to death, and we had so much fun. And Emily and Jordy and Amanda brought her little pink party hat that was sparkly, and she wore it all. It was just fun. A little sash. It was great fun. We had a good time.
Hey dear Glenda, happy birthday to you.
I was way worried that you were putting 82 candles on.
Totally. 82.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I did not make it like Dad made you German chocolate, but it is German chocolate.
Oh.
Turn 12?
There it is.
Worked well. And what else did I do in January? That's pretty much it. Nope. Crow, Valentine stitching. I started a Bristol berry, which you're going to see when I do all my stuff that's laying there on the floor. I made a magnet board like Handwork Maniac Brenda, because Brenda's my hero, and someday when I grow up, I'm going to be just like her and stitch all the things. But my magnet board's not as big as hers. It's actually sitting over there. Hang on. So this was just a magnet board that I had found, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago at DI, which is like Goodwill. It's just Utah version. And I had all the, like I had the little magnet things and, you know, paper and pen. And so I made a cute little magnet board. So this is like my whips. These are my current whips. This is Craft Prison down here. This is Stitch All the Things. These are the things that are on my radar. Sorry, I'm like getting, so whips, which I actually have more. I did them yesterday. Oh my gosh, I did not realize I had started so many things. So this is going to be longer. I have to make some new tags. But these are my whips. These are the things I'm working on currently. This is my whip go. I don't know what happened to my little whip go header. That was my whip go, and these are the things that are on my radar. And this is Craft Prison down here. Which, are they the same things? Yeah, they still are. And actually there's one more to add to that one, but I haven't put it on there. But this just sits by my desk where I work day to day. And I know this sounds really stupid, but having it over there makes me extremely happy because it reminds me of the things I have going on, and, you know, keep things, sorry, at the front of my brain. I'm trying to figure out where to put it. I don't know. It just makes me happy. And it's pink because I do like the pinkness. Anyway, I made that right before the end of January. So I did stitchy things and finished my berry bowl on that day. Yep. That was January. So the other thing that happened in January during hospital time was, because I needed something small that I could carry back and forth to the hospital, because I thought we were going to be just like in it. I had gallbladder surgery, which apparently is not a very, I mean, it's surgery, but you know, usually it's like you go in, you have surgery, they let you go at the end of the day. That is not how things went. We went in and they kept him and kept him and kept him, and at the end of the day, and I mean at the end of the day, like 7:30 at night, they're just like, you know what, I hate, as much as you don't want to, I think you're going to have to stay. And so he ended up there the next day. I think they let him go the following afternoon, but we were still at the emergency room every day for the next 4 days. He just had some struggles. Anyway, so I just kept my little bag packed, and I did Valentine stitching, because I got, like I said, I don't have it here. I got it with tiered tray and I put fun things in it, and I'll show you my tiered tray because it was really cute. But when I took out the February things, I put them back here because they're cute and I like to see them all the time, and they're pink. So first, my mom made this for my tiered tray. It's our tiered tray. So she gave me these little pins for Christmas. They were in, I'm trying to see if they'll focus. I'm sure you get the idea though. They were in my little truck. And so she made this adorable little pillow for me. It says welcome friends and has little beads all the way around it on the outside. And it's on 20 count sparkly Aida. Can you see? Yeah, you can see the sparkles. Anyway, I love it. And I want to say, oh my goodness, I won't remember, Victorian something. I'll try to remember to put it in notes. Because this, things I didn't stitch, I don't remember. Anyway, that was that cute little pillow. Then my mom stitched this. Love Never Fails, and she stitched this a couple years ago, but we finished it, and it is on that gingham, 28 count gingham that I don't think they even have anymore. I think they quit making it. And there's the cute little back, and then my mom stitched, sorry, I'm looking at, they've got some little, they have fluffy feathers on them, not fluffy feathers, fuzzies from stuffing, or not, yeah, it's that stuff that you have at Christmas time and you put a quilted batting, there you go. I couldn't think of what it was called. She stitched this little Valentine pillow. Again, don't ask me who it is. I will have to put it down below because I didn't stitch them and I don't remember, and I might not even remember the ones I stitched. This one is a hands-on design that has little beads around the edge, and I did it in I did it in Cupid. I did it in, I think it's Classic Colorworks Cupid. That was fun. And then did this little alphabet, and then I ruched some ribbon that I had. It's not ribbon, it's seam binding. So I just ruched that and made that into a little pillow. Because it's just a little alphabet, but you know, if you do it in red, then it becomes a Valentine pillow. And so then I did this. This is, I know this is Liz Matthews. This is Always Hello by Liz Matthews. It's done on a piece of 20 count Aida that my mom dyed pink. And I just sewed it into a little pillow with some rickrack around the edge. And then this little pillow, I want to say this is a Paulette Stewart, Plum Street. And I did this in DMC. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that it focuses. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a Paulette Stewart. And I did it in DMC. Maybe 45, I think. And I did kind of fussy cut. It wasn't that I fussy cut, I fussy stitched. So like I would start with you know, I started with the like a medium here, and then it went dark, and then it went light. And so whatever I did on this bird, I tried to do on this bird. And so I started on the dark end, and then I just let it get paler towards the ends. So they're nice and variegated, and it makes me happy. And I started beading on the bottom. But beading was taking forever, and it was a choice of having beads or having it sit in my tray. And so, yeah, it didn't get done being beaded. It'll get done over the course of time. Or not. Oh, and it also has those cute little pins in it. That don't ever want to focus. If I get rid of me, they'll focus. Because you don't need to see me. There, see? Cute little pins. I'd love to know where they get these little flower shapes because they're super fun. And I would love to have little flower pins. More little flower pins. Anyway, so those are my little... hospital stitching that I did. And now it sits, I don't know if you can see it. It sits right here in this. This is a drawer out of a file cabinet at a library. Anyway, so it sits back here. I'm just gonna hang it on the wall. And then the other thing, whoops, I forgot one over here. Love, that my mom stitched. And then she stitched Tiny Town, the big heart town. Look, it's so cute. And she added, I'll have to stand up for this so I can get up here. She stitched it and then she added all these little beads along the edge, which I don't know that you can see in the thing, but they're super sparkly in the light. And then we just finished it with some rickrack, and it sits on a little wooden doodad that we got from Hobby Lobby. And I just put magnets on the back. And then I put magnets on the back of the wooden thing, and it attaches, and that way we can put all the tiny towns on it. And I will probably not put a picture in it because I don't have time for a picture today. I'm supposed to be packing my suitcase to go to retreat. Anyway, those are the little fun things that we stitched in January, and that was my hospital stitching while I was in the emergency room for days on end. And yeah, that was the stitching there. In February, here was my little fun pink yummy Valentine stuff. I stitched on my I was trying to be good and stitch on my Whipco. I can't remember what my Whipco for January was. I don't even think that I had decided at that point. I was slow this year. I did not make plans in December. In fact, I had pretty much decided I wasn't going to make plans, and then in the middle of December, I decided to get this and couldn't because everybody was out of stock. And then by the end of January, then I had decided, okay, maybe I will try to make some plans. And so my big goal this year is just to use my book. I would like to think that I'm going to do Whipco, but I know how I tend to be. I get really like focused on one piece, and then Whipco goes out the wall. So in January, January was Berryable. See, if you actually look at the notes you take, January was Berryable, and I finished that. Where is my other one? Did I not have another January piece? Oh, the crow. It was the crow. That's why I didn't have another January piece. I finished the berry bowl and I worked on the crow. In February, I worked on Unicorn Sampler and Judge Not, which is a Paulette Stewart that, oh, you know what? I'll bet you I have it packed in my bag. I'll debate that for a second. But the things that my mom stitched in January and February, she did, and I'm not going to know any of these. See, it would just be, Mom, you need to come on and do videos with me so you can tell them what these pieces are, because I don't remember. I don't remember. She stitched this cute little sampler. And what's funny, she was just telling me last night how much she hates it when people are not organized and can't tell you what the names of things are. Yeah, well, I can't tell you what the names of things are. I might put them in the notes. I will try to remember. She also stitched, sorry, I'm looking at this blue thread wondering what it is. She stitched this, which I want to say that this is a Hands Across the Sea design. On, looks like 20 count Country Mocha, which is showing way more brown and not as golden as it really is in real life. I can't remember, because I just grabbed everything off the wall. If I showed this, because she stitched this, the little pumpkin girl, and I am having a huge pumpkin head thing. It's all Teresa Koget's fault. Anyway, she stitched this, which is adorable. And no, I did not iron these. She just hasn't pinned up. And then she worked on this in February. So Lonnie gave her this for, Lonnie's one of the gals at our stitch group. And for her birthday, she gave my mom this pattern. It is Susan's Little Sampler by From the Heart Needle Arts, Wendy. Isn't that cute? It's very sweet. And it's on 18 count heritage. Thank you for putting the little tag in the pattern, because otherwise I could not tell you that. I'm folding the fabric up so you can see it. I can hold it better. So she got it all stitched. Isn't that beautiful? Very beautiful. You know, there. So yeah. So Lonnie, here is it in all of its glory. Susan's Little Sampler, 18 count heritage, which is showing a little bit grayer than it is. It's very green. It's very fun. From the Heart Needle Arts by Wendy. Or From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. There you go. So that was fun. So we've both been busy stitching. And I can tell though that now that it's spring, I'm gonna have to go back to being more careful with my arm. Now that we're starting to add yard work things in. I can apparently do some needlework and type for work. Just, yeah, in small increment, you know, moderation in all things, which moderation is generally not my forte. So that was my mom's stitching. That was Christmas. That was January. I'll put in a picture of our tiered tray because it was very adorable. I just took out the little pillows from Christmas and added in, like, switched out like some greenery and put some little sparkly hearts in. Yeah, I was so sad because that's been sitting in here until my grandkids got here. And put in a little picture that was different, you know, just changed out some of the things, but same thing. And that was February. So here is my tiered tray that we made this month, or for this month. My husband was in the hospital off and on in January, and so these are like hospital stitches, and then my mom had some stitches. So here we have the little welcome friends with the fun little pins in them. Let's see if I can get them to focus. There we go. And then Valentine, and I'll have to put the name of all of these patterns below their designers because I just don't remember off the top of my head. It was like, oh, here's a cute little freebie. Then we have Love, again with cute little adorable pins. Love You, which I did in DMC variegated floss. Yeah, and just kind of, you know, picked and choose where I put the colors. Then we have Love. We have a cute little alphabet with some ruching around it. Then we have hands-on design little Valentine stitch. Liz Matthews Always, that one I remember. And then this one hiding back here is the Love Never Fails, and my mom changed the date to 2021 because that's when she stitched it. So this is my little love tray for Valentine's Day. Happy little stitches, you know, make me stitch in pink. That makes me a happy girl. Found a little picture at Hobby Lobby. Bird I bought, I don't know, years ago. I think at Ross. It has a little jar back there that I got Hobby Lobby that had red and white candies in it, but they got munched on over the course of the month. And this little cute house back here was from Walmart. You put a little battery operated candle on it. It was very cute. So there you are. Happy February. Then in March, pretty much up, I only stitched like a couple things all through March. And the things that they are, this I can show you because this I went and grabbed from the front door. This is one of my little tiered trays because when I was looking for one, I bought this one, and it has these little dividers in it. Here, let me just get up here. That I'm not horribly fond of because it kind of really limits the things that you can, size-wise, that you can put in here. But this was our stitching for March. And so this was my little tiered tray. It sits by the front door. It just has little fuzzy ducks from Hobby Lobby. They are so cute, and they're fuzzy. And it has shamrocks, Dollar Tree, and a little pot of gold, and some little flowers, a little leprechaun. And here's this one, Leprechaun Lane. Mom, you need to be doing this with me because you will remember these things. I don't know, because I didn't stitch these. Thank goodness she had these stitched, because otherwise it would have been a non-month. Leprechaun Lane, which is, I love it. And I love it because it's tiny. It's on 28 count over 1. She says she doesn't stitch on 28, but I think she's just changed her mind. Because recently she started stitching on 25. She stitched this, Scatter, Smiles, and she did it in green, and it's on, that does not, it's a very like limey green. It's very pretty. Anyway, little pillow. Then the little shamrocks. This is stitched on tan with a overdyed DMC. This is March. I will have to put all the names in the description box below because I didn't stitch any of these, which means I know none of them. And then this little pillow, little alphabet done in a variegated green. They're all so cute. I don't know if you want to see the backs. I don't know that it really matters. It's not like you can run out and get this fabric because this is all fabric from my mom's stash. And so it's from the last, 30 years. Anyway, this is my little tray that sat next to my front door in March. And so that was the March stitching. So her stitching made it into the basket. Into the tray. My stitching did not make it into the tray. My stitching is sitting right in front of me. Here's my Lady Dot Creates trim that I'm going to put on it. It's off of her pattern, but I just made up plaid to go below it because I didn't want a like super skinny pillow, and I wanted it a little bit bigger. And so that was my little made up bit. And then this is my last one, and this is not a Primrose Cottage. I can't remember whose this is. Lucky. Yeah. And so that was my March stitching. Well, the beginning of March stitching that I didn't get made into finishes because there's only so many hours in the day, and I can stitch or I can finish. I can't do both, apparently. Okay, so my little stitchy bag's all packed up, my clothes are packed up. I just had to do like random things today, like apparently decide to make a video. So then the other thing I worked on in March, and I kept, like I said, I kind of get fixated, and because I worked on this, and this was February's whip coat, and I've just carried it into March because I keep thinking, oh, I'm going to get that done really fast. Or I'm so close to being done. So when I last, and I do have a picture of this, so I will put, and this is so not ironed, it's very wrinkly. I'm looking over here going, I could iron it while we're sitting here chatting. And I think I pulled my needle off. Anyway, it is Paulette Stewart's. I don't even have the pattern. And I know I don't have the pattern down here because I'm to the point where I don't need the pattern. So Paulette Stewart's Judge Knot. And it's a bunch of sheep. And in the pattern, they're all done in black and gray and like river rock, which is kind of a browny gray. And there's a little red. But after stitching the crow, sorry, little things are falling off my table. The crow in January, which was all tan, gray, cream, brown. Not generally my cup of tea. I like things colorful. I really needed to stitch something colorful. And so when I went back to my Judge Knot, the only thing that I had done on my Judge Knot was I had the words done. And I had done a black sheep. Let me show you the black sheep, which if I remember to put a picture in, and I'm folding them down for a reason. So there's the black sheep. So that's what I had done, was the words in the black sheep. And I had started the outline on one of the other sheep. And then over the course of February, when I was working on it for my WIPCO, I just stitched the borders of the sheep. And then when I went to stitch the sheep, it's just like, I do not want to stitch a brown sheep. I do not want to stitch a gray sheep. I do not want to stitch a white sheep. And so I made my sheep colors. And so I'm just trying to make sure that it's in there. And so I have been stitching these sheep in different colors. They're all pastels. They're all pastels. It's like island blue and sunshine yellow and daffodil and punchberry and hibiscus. So this is hibiscus. This is hibiscus, this is daffodil, black and white, and this is island breeze, and this is punchberry, and this is sunny yellow, which is showing up really kind of blown out. Anyway, I swapped out all the colors, and then I kind of made up a different pattern on a couple of them. Yeah. So this one was, I think, a solid sheep, and I didn't want it to be a solid sheep, so I made it stripy. This one, yeah, has swirls that you really can't see because they're white swirls. Yeah, and so this is my judge knot. And so, like I said, I will put in a picture of the pattern because I'm pretty sure I filed it already. Because I was being good and putting away a stack of things. So that was part of my WIPCO in February, and I'm taking it to retreat because I'm down to stitching the white in this sheep. Ooh, that really got blown out there. The white in the background in this sheep, and then I have to stitch this sheep, which is white with little swirls. And I think I'm going to do the swirls in gray, maybe. So anyway, that is that WIPCO. The other one is my, what bag did I have this in? Did I already fold it up and put it over here? Nope. Sorry, I'm looking, there it is. It is in this project bag that I made. And then the other one, WIPCO, was my Tiny Modernista Unicorn Tapestry. Changes I've made on this are, it's a little bit different fabric because it calls for Mediterranean seat, which I couldn't find it back in 2020, 28 count, and I did mine on 28 count Riviera. And then what you will see in mine, in fact, let me just show it. And if I have a before picture, because like I said, it's been a hot minute. Oop, and I've got all the things stuck to it. Still in the Qsnaps. We're gonna need this. So I changed anything orange into red. So now the darkest orange is what is the lightest. So yeah, let me just show you. So like in the flag. So this orange is now down here. It's my yellow, and then it fades up into red, which I don't even think you see the flag right now because I've got it back in the Qsnaps. Anyway, before I had the flag done above this unicorn and some of this, and so I've added this unicorn, which I found I had stitched in completely the wrong spot, so I had to pick out a whole bunch of unicorn and scoot him over 4 inches or 4 spaces. I don't know how I goofed it, but I did. And then I stitched in this border, and that was my WIPCO in February. So that got some love. And my problem with all of my everythings that are WIPCO is once I start stitching on them, I mean, hello, I picked these patterns to begin with because I love them. And so when I stitch on them, then I don't want to put them away and move on to something else. And so on my WIPCO board, I was marginally sensible about that. I did not pick 25 things to stitch on. I just took, I think I took 12, and I just repeated them throughout the year so that they get touched a couple times, because I would really like to finish them. And actually, I can look at this right now and say it has to be adjusted because Jane Austen is in craft prison right now. Stitchy prison. She's in stitchy prison. And so is Mayflower Sampler. I thought I was going to stitch him, but I don't know. Maybe I'll take him out and fix him. My March Whipco is my Mayflower Sampler and Linnet Song, both of which are kind of in timeout. This is Linnet Song. It's a Jacob Modern Folk Embroidery. Sorry, Modern Folk Embroidery. Get my hand out of the way. Pattern, which I love. And I decided to stitch it. I just got to quit stitching everything pink. I stitched it on a piece of pink that I overdyed. Here it is. At least I'm pretty sure I dyed that one. It's pretty pink. It's like carnation pink. Anyway, and whoops, and I'm holding it sideways. I stitched, this is where I'm at. And this is where I've been at. I have not touched this thing in March because when I picked up the colors, I don't like the color. I mean, I don't mind the pink. Like, I like it fine, but I would really like to see other colors in it. And yeah, I would like to see another color in it. Right now I've got pink and pink. Pink and pink on pink. See, so a light pink, a darker pink. And I'm trying to decide if I want to stay with that or if I want to introduce a green for down here. Like through here and then down into here. But if I do, then do I need to do this green and then this green and then, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of where that's been at. I'm kind of stuck. I will completely admit it. So that was one of my March things. And what did I say the other one was? Oh, Mayflower Sampler, which is also in timeout. And again, for color issues. So I bought this chart from River Drift House. River Drift House. Sorry, the phone's, I bumped it. It's the Mayflower 400. It is done in these colors, which are yellow. Trying to not get a glare. Yellow, there's some yellow, there's gray, there's blue, there's some lavender color. And I picked a piece of fog, 18 count fog or 20 count fog. I've got it sitting right here. Let me look. 18 count fog. Anyway, I like the chart. I do. I thought that I could do non-traditional Thanksgiving colors, but I don't like it. So I'm trying to figure out what to change the blues and lavenders and yellow to. And it may not end up on the gray. Because here's where it was. Let's try to hold it up the other direction. Here's where it was, and here's where it is. And I don't like the lavender. And I don't even know that it's lavender. This gray looks very purple on this fabric. I don't like the, yeah, I'm not into this like plummy blue periwinkle. It's just not working for me. I haven't even got to the yellow. Have I done any? Yeah, I haven't even got to the yellow because I don't like the yellow. So I'm going to see if I can find some colors that go with this green. And I hate to say it, but I'm probably going to pick all the rest of that out because I just don't like it at all. I want to see, the traditional colors. And then my concern is that once I switch to traditional colors, like the warm yumminess of pumpkins and nutmeg and, cinnamon and spicy colors, that then this gray fog fabric is going to be the wrong color. So yeah, I'll see if I can make it work. On the upside, it is kind of a greeny gray, so maybe I can put some fall colors into it. But right now, this is in craft prison. think I have 3 things in Craft Prison. What's the other thing? Oh, I have 4. Jane Austen is in Craft Prison, and so is my perpetual calendar tags. Just because, yeah. Just because I made him a boo-boo. And so until I feel like dealing with the boo-boo, it's going to sit in Craft Prison. Okay. I think that pretty much catches us up to date. That was January, February, March. April. We are in April, and April so far has been lots of stitching this cute, adorable pillow. Look at its cute little beadiness. And I had to put beads here, and I'll tell you why in just 2 hot seconds. So this is a Primrose Cottage pattern. Hello, spring. I love the colors. Did I change anything out here? The only thing I changed was the green, because on the picture, like on the picture of the PDF that I have, it's like it looks like this. But the green that got picked is in the pattern is not this color. Sorry, I'm looking to see if I have it over here in my tray of floss to be put away, but I don't see it. Anyway, this, and I have to sew this little bit down. Or actually, I don't have to sew it. I have to trim it because I already sewed the end. Anyway, this is my little Hello Spring pillow. I started it I was going to make me one. And then I decided that I would do this and then I thought I'd do it as a small. And then I decided, no, I don't want to do a small for my retreat. I mean, I would like to, but nah, my stitching time is so limited that it was just one too many things to think about. So I did this cute little pillow. I got it all stitched by Sunday, like I stitched it last week, like from conference. So the first weekend through Saturday, I did something else on Sunday, something else stitchy, but it wasn't this. Anyway, got this all done on Monday, went to, I was picking off any random little threads or whatever, and there was a little thing right here. It just looked like a little fuzz, like from batting, like that type of a fuzzy, and I went to pull it and it's like, that is not batting. And so I got my readers on it, and took a needle and just very carefully, and it was a little teeny tiny 1 thread, I don't know why or how, hole. And so, I mean, after I finished the whole thing, after everything is stitched, that's when I noticed that's not a fuzzy, that's a hole. And so I put some Stitch Witch stuff on it and a little piece of interface on the back, and then I had to find a way to not have that hole be visible, and so it got beads. So there's the little beadiness, and I just happen to have pastel beads. I have a box of the variegated beads. Where's my thing? It works better. There you go. So I added beads. If that had been the plan, I would have left more space between the flowers and the hello, but that was not the original plan. This is definitely we have to fix this. So I added the beads. I put the little binding on. I got that done. And so this is going to be my roommate gift for Emily. I'm so excited. You see this little funness on the back? No, I am not that creative, nor that good. Look at that little quilty yumminess. So I don't remember last month, I think. Last month when I went to DI, I saw just a corner of this sticking out off of a hanger, and yeah. Anyway, it was a crib skirt, like a skirt for your bed, but for a crib size. Pottery Barn, and it had all this little pink. It was really blown out, but it's very soft baby pink yumminess on the back of this pillow. So Emily can think that I did all that fun quilting, but I did not. I'm just really good at reusing stuff. So that's going to be her cute little pillow for our retreat, and we leave tomorrow because I think today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. So that, and not only that, but when I get back, I'm making one for me to go in my tiered tray, which I probably won't get to use this year. Although it could sit up through May. May could be spring. I had other plans for May, but you know what? I can't stitch all the things, not fast enough, and keep my job. The other thing that we're doing for our retreat is, I know I've got it here, is for our little table gifts. Look at this. You're thinking, what the holy crap is all that green? But look, this is what it is. We made, so, sorry, I'm going to stand up. So last year when I was going through my I love pumpkins, I don't know why, I'm having an orange pumpkin thing. I have all these old white chenille bedspreads. Sorry, I'm reaching to lean, which on the upside, when everything's near me, then I can do that. Sorry, they're not here because I was not thinking about this. But anyway, last fall, I took a white chenille bedspread and it had holes, and my mom had used pieces of it for curtains. And anyway, I took Rit dye and we dyed it. And now the sunshine's really gonna wash this out, because this is like very, I don't even know how to make it not do that. Carroty yellow, carroty orange. There, that's the perfect color. In some shade. There, that's more the... Of course, who's going to do this? Hold up with a book the whole entire time. There. I just have to block some of that light from the window. Anyway, it's a fun orange chenille. And because I had lost my mind and was just having such a delightful time, we dyed some brighter orange. That's all mottled and variegated, which I love. And then I did a kind of brownie piece because I was making pumpkins and I thought, wouldn't that be fun to have all these different pumpkins? But on this one, I don't know that I want to cut it up for pumpkins, because look, it's like a giant medallion center, except for I noticed the other day when I was flipping through this, it's got a little bit of a hole there. So I might have to figure it. Anyway, I thought that would be a fun to like quilt it and make a table topper out of that piece. But then we had some really light, which is now almost all gone with its variegatedness. And this, oh yeah, yes, when I say I made pumpkin fabric, I made pumpkin fabric. And I made red too. This is going to be a tomato. I've had these stitched up for a couple months. I just haven't gotten this far. But anyway, that was a total side thingy. For our table, we made these little carrots. Aren't they so cute? They're so cute. I'm sorry, I like them. Our table people might think that we're just nuts, but we made them cute little carrots. It has some emery in the bottom so that if you wanted to like do embroider. Sorry, I keep leaning on the cord for the camera because I did have to plug it in, because apparently I'm going to talk forever. So it's going to bounce for a second because that's the kind of thing it's on today. Anyway, we made these little carrots for our table, people at our table, and then we made them little unpicker pins or stitch counters, counting pins. I can't think of what they are called. Aren't those fun? We made them out of bank pins and beads that I had in my stash, and they have a little 2023 on them so they can remember that's when it was. And then I have like a whole little basket of pins, carrots, pins, with all their little different counting pins. Here's one with a little flat top. All the greens ended up different. We dyed seam tape. Oh yeah, I got carrots. Here's one with little polka dot beads. Anyway, that's our little funness for our table in our little, and we left, I just like the little crinkly tops, because it was just seam tape that we dyed with Rit dye, so they all ended up being different colors because I was just playing. And then we just crinkled it up, like I scrunched it up in a ball and let it dry, and then we just cut off the measure we did, sewed it with a button, and glued it to the top. And we did glue them. I was going to stitch them, but yeah, we glued them. Anyway, I think they're very fun. And because I thought they were, I did this a couple months ago. These are in my tiered tray for this month. No carrots. for spring, for bunnies and carrots. But since I left that knot in here, we don't need to see all the things today. So anyway, that catches us up through March, and what we're working on in April. I think that was the only thing I worked on in March. Nope, I didn't. I lied. It wasn't on my Whipco, but I decided at the last minute to start Jacob Sampler for this year. The Root Deep Reach Skyward Sampler. I chose these two color flosses. 3808 and 597, I believe that is. They're like a medium and dark teal colors. And Emily helped me dye a piece of fabric, and it's 20 count opalescent Aida, which turned, oh, that's really going to be blown out. We dyed two pieces actually. Sorry, I'm reaching back in my drawer to see. Yeah, here's the other one. This is the first one we dyed. It ended up being very blue. And not quite as tealy as I wanted it to be. It's gorgeous. I'm going to use it for something else. But then we did this one, which is very aqua. You get the general idea. Sorry, it's just bright. You know, sunshine. We've now moved into the warmer weather. Anyway, so I decided to do those colors on that fabric, which look way too dark on that fabric like that. Anyway. I can't do it. Anyway, so I have been stitching on this in March. So I'm behind a couple months, and I probably will be behind the whole time, but I got this much done. So I stitched all across the top, and then I started stitching on the little motifs. And I'm thinking crazy thoughts. Thinking about complicating it. But anyway, that was my March stitching. So that is also going to go to St. George with me this week, in case I get tired of stitching cream and finishing on that little St. Patrick's Day thing. Those three things were in my bag, and then the other thing that I started this month, because I've had this pattern, and I had this pattern sitting here. What did I do with it? You would think that with project bags that I could keep things together. I did have it. I just didn't have it where I could see it over the mountain of stuff. I started this. I got this at Pine Needles up there in Gardner Village, and I think it's Sandy, West Jordan, someplace there, Middle Utah. I just loved it, and I love to embroider. It goes so much faster than cross stitch does. And this is just a cute Halloween one. And so, there, that focuses a little bit better. And so I started that. And so it's just an iron-on transfer that you do on fabric, and then, you know, you stitch in the colors. Because it's just like straight stitch and some French knots and a little bit of satin stitch. All which I know how to do. And it's adorable. And you just get a transfer. And then it has a page that tells you like how to stitch everything. But, and I don't know if you can see it on here, but of course there's like 9 million notes because I am not making it all black, gray, orange. I'm doing mine in colors, big shockaroony. And here are my colors, right here, very bright. And this is where I'm at on this. I have the A done and the B done, and I started on the C and the D, and I couldn't start on this one for some reason. Why, I don't remember. Anyway, and then of course as I was looking at it, I'm thinking it's gonna have to have some beads. I'm thinking that wherever these little French knots are, that I'm gonna put beads, and so I've got my beads in here. Anyway, it'll be fun. I mean, just look how bright the colors are. Fun, fun, fun. So yeah. Yeah. And now that I have picked up the pattern, I will stick it in here with everything else. Because I have a tendency to take things out and use them on something else, and then I don't put it back. And then I get really annoyed when I don't have all my bits in my bag. Like, what's the point of having a project bag if you can't keep your stuff in it? So yeah, that's all the stuff. Yeah, this is just my perpetual calendar, which, like I said, it's been in timeout for a while. So I haven't worked on that much. Anyway, I'm glad you came to join me today. I'm so sorry that I did not talk to you any time recently. It's been busy and there wasn't anything to show you all through last fall because I didn't stitch. I think every time we had stitch night, I stitched maybe 8 times, and then I just held babies because that's the funnest part. And so I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Oh, and there's my hubby right there. See, poking his head in. If you bend down, we can see your face.
Ouch.
Just stay there. I'll come kiss you in just a second. Go put your shoes on. He's getting ready to leave for work. So I will talk to you later. I'm going to do a whip go separate from this because I've dumped all my bags here on the floor, and I would like to do that to maybe motivate myself and get some of them done. I really am motivated. When I pulled them out, I was like overwhelmed and appalled that I had so many. For me, it is a lot, and it's, yeah, a measurable amount of unfinished things, so that was a little stressful to me. So I'll try to get some of that done this year, and it would help if I'd quit starting new things, because I thought I only had 17 and I have like 22 or 24. So anyway, it's been fun, and I will talk to you later, and I will try to remember my pictures and my notes, because I sometimes do and sometimes don't. Anyway, have fun stitching. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.